Good morning, my friends, from Groningen in the Netherlands. Today will be a very special day. Today will be the opening of Circtec Netherlands in Farmsum, region of Groningen. And this is one of the first big mega sites producing tyre pyrolysis oil, TPO, and recovered carbon black, RCB. Of course, Circtec and Bella Carbon don't call the RCB RCB. It is Sustainable Carbonaceous Materials, or SCM, and it is marketed by Bella Carbon under the Continua 8000 product. Last year in the Recovered Carbon Black conference in Barcelona, I said 2025 was the year of RCB. So what is this year? This year, 2026, is the year of the scaling of RCB. And Circtec in Farmsum is one of the big mega sites and the first big mega site that is being commissioned, and there will be more capacity coming on stream later in the year.
Zijn. Ja, fantastisch, dank u wel. Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. Goed om hier te zijn en in de provincie Groningen zo'n mooi project te kunnen.
Ja.
Morning.
Your Majesty.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, it's
Nice and warm part of the Netherlands. Absolutely wonderful. No, very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Dag Majesteit, welkom in Delfzijl bij Circtec.
Dank u wel.
Mag ik u voorgaan?
Ja, absoluut.
Good morning, Your Majesty, dear guests. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the official opening of this new Circtec factory. We are deeply honored that you, Your Majesty, are present here today to perform the official opening ceremony of this new plant. A special moment, marking the start of our journey towards an innovative, circular and sustainable future for the region, the Netherlands, Europe and beyond. And I'm your host today, and today's program holds a lot of promise. We will hear more about the national ambitions for climate growth and climate policy and green growth, and the regional and local drivers for the energy transition. But first, I would like to invite the co-founder and CEO of Circtec, Allen Timpany.
Thank you, Your Majesty, distinguished guests, partners, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of all the employees of Circtec, we thank you, Your Majesty, for making the time to visit and to open this Circtec plant. We all extend a very warm welcome to you. Welcome also to the Netherlands Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Climate Policy and Green Growth, Minister Sophie Vermans. Welcome to His Excellency, the British Ambassador to the Netherlands, Ambassador Rampling, and to the Regional Minister for Economic Affairs of the province of Groningen, Meneer Benema, and the Mayor of Eemsdelta, Meneer Wissel. It is a great honour to stand here today at the opening of this groundbreaking industrial facility, and a particular privilege to do so in the presence of His Majesty the King of the Netherlands, a country internationally recognised for its leadership in innovation, sustainability, and responsible stewardship of our planet. Today marks more than the opening of a plant. It marks a decisive step forward through hard struggle in how we choose to treat our resources, our waste, and ultimately our shared future in Europe. Our society cannot function without tyres and rubber products. In one way or another, they underpin almost everything we do. But every year, hundreds of millions of tyres reach the end of their useful life. Too often they're exported, dumped in effect, from Europe for incineration, with appalling environmental and human health impacts. The poorest people of the world take the pain of this casual disinterest in what we do with the difficult waste we generate, like tyres and plastics. This facility represents a powerful alternative. The practical consequences of this complex technological achievement that we stand in today is that waste tyres from the Netherlands and surrounding European countries will provide marine biofuel at scale to decarbonise shipping in the key global marine fuel hubs of Rotterdam and Amsterdam. They will be part of the new manufacture of circular plastic products in Europe. And the recovered carbon black from the tyres will be reused in the manufacture of your new tyres on your car, reducing the dependency on fossil fuels and fossil feedstock to make these indispensable products. This is the European circular economy in action, not as a theory, not as a slogan, but as an industrial reality. Here, problematic waste becomes industrial feedstock. Instead of depending on extracting fossil resources from the earth, we are recovering value from what already exists above it, and in the process, significantly cutting greenhouse gas emissions. And equally importantly, we're providing a framework for the next generation of careers in industry, high-quality jobs, all levels of education skills. As the economic base of the previous generations of industry here in Groningen, and indeed in Europe, more widely faces change in a challenging future. It demonstrates by no means for the first time that the partnership between British technology and entrepreneurism and Dutch know-how and can-do attitude is a globally winning formula. It demonstrates that economic growth and environmental responsibility are not opposing forces, but can be partners when innovation is applied with purpose and with industrial strategy. The Netherlands has long understood this. From water management to renewable energy, this nation has shown that facing environmental challenges head-on can create opportunity, resilience, and leadership. And this facility proudly follows in that tradition. We have been made most welcome here at a national, regional, and local level. Thank you. I wish to thank the province of Groningen, SNN and RVO for the grant support they've provided to attract us to this region. and to support the financially challenging job of creating new large-scale circular industry. None of this would have been possible without committed partners who believed in the company. Firstly, our forward-looking commercial partners, BP and Burla Carbon. And finally, I would also like to thank our financial partners, Novo Holdings, AP Müller Holding, and BNF Capital, for their patient support and for their advice and guidance as members of the board of Circtec. Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, let this facility stand as proof that innovation can serve both prosperity and the planet, that industry can be regenerative, not destructive, and that the circular economy can and increasingly will be a central part of the industrial base of Europe. Circtec now moves forward to operate this first phase of this plant and to expand it to its full designed and permitted size. Let us work together to scale this success further so that this plant may inspire others here in the Netherlands and far beyond to rethink waste, reimagine value, and to keep moving forward tenaciously, innovatively, and with strategic vision towards a sustainable and resilient industrial future. Thank you.
Well, let us talk about what it takes to contribute to a sustainable and circular economy for the future. And we'll be hearing about that from the following guests, and we're very happy to have them here. Firstly, I want to invite the Minister for Climate Policy and Green Growth, Minister Hermans. The Regional Minister of Economic Affairs of the province, Mr. Benema. The Alderman of the Municipality of Eems-Delta, Mr. De Jong. And co-founder and Deputy CEO of Circtec, Robert Harper. Mr. Harper, welcome. Mr. Harper, I start with you, and I'll give you a handheld as well. Let me give me this one. After 15 years of hard work, how does today feel?
It's a little bit surreal, to be honest.
Yes?
It is a bit difficult to believe that we are actually here and operating this plant. I know our investors probably don't want to hear that we're that surprised. But it has been a long journey, a lot of challenges. So it's a great feeling. But remember, this is just the first phase, so a lot more to do. So it's both optimistic and also relieved.
Yes, optimistic and relieved. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. And that brings us first to the national perspective. Minister Hermans, your ministry has national ambitions in the areas of climate action and green growth. How do you see these ambitions taking concrete shape in regions such as Eems-Delta?
Yeah, I think that what we are seeing here is the national ambitions and targets that we formulated in several policy plans. You see it happening here because we can write down ambitions and dreams and what we think should be the perspective. But in the end, it comes down to what you bring into reality, and that's what we see happening here. And we, at the national level, of course, try to help and to do what we can in order to get the conditions right. But I think there are three elements that are very important and that also made it possible here. That starts, of course, with partnerships and regional partnerships. I think that people here at the stage, but also here together in this tent, show that you cannot achieve something like this if you don't work together. And of course, at the national level, we should make sure that there is long-term policies sort of certainty when you do an investment. And I know it's hard to hear from a politician who is now in the midst of coalition negotiations again. You can say the fifth or sixth time. I don't know how many years.
We're almost there again.
Almost there.
Yes,
Almost
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But I truly realized in the past 1.5 years as a minister that how important it is, especially in the field of climate and green growth and the energy transition. It is about long term. It is about committing now for the future. So I feel really responsible for this long term certainty. I think this region, there's access to offshore wind, to hydrogen, there's the regional energy infrastructure, and that's what we need and where we have to work together.
Yes, I hear partnerships, long-term vision, the region. Mr. Harper, to what extent do national ambitions influence your decision to establish here?
Well, I think it's very important. You know, you need to ask the question, why is a British company here? Why are we not in the United Kingdom? And I think it's perhaps important to realise that for the period from the first Thatcher administration in the 1980s through to the Blair administration, the UK did not have an industrial policy, did not have an industrial strategy. There was a conscious decision to allow the markets to deliver what the markets delivered and to back away from industrial strategy. But that's changed now. The UK has rediscovered industrial strategy as the world and the economy changes and we need to develop and grow the industries of the future. The Netherlands has got an industrial strategy. And in my experience, it's an industrial strategy that's had a lot of thought put into it. And so it's extremely important. And what absolutely locked in for us the fact that this was the right place to build this. Aside from the natural geography, you have Rotterdam and you have Amsterdam, the so-called ARA ports, the ARA ports. That is our market as producers of liquid chemicals, liquid and renewable fuels. Aside from that, it is the fact that the Dutch government has budgeted and committed to putting meaningful amounts of capital support into developments. Things like the DEI Plus grant program, the VECI grant program, they are absolutely game-changing for investments like this because it just gets you over the hill of securing the whole capital package and showing that you are anchored within a policy framework that values you.
Yes.
So it's very important.
Yes, thank you. It's good to hear long-term strategy in the industry. The province plays a key role as well. Mr. Benema, what role does the province play in connecting these national ambitions with the regional infrastructure, innovation, entrepreneurship in the energy transition?
Let me first congratulate Circtec with this realizing this milestone. It's really a milestone here in Delfzijl. We are, of course, as a province, have also in our economic policy, we want to promote the circular economy. And what we are seeing today here is that it is being tangible here. This is really an example of the circular economy. And I strongly believe that innovative facilities like this, where waste in large amounts is being transformed to high quality feedstock, is essential for the green chemistry in growing the Netherlands, but also in Europe. So it's very crucial that we are working in this way. The investment project here is not only a connection between the national ambitions and regional innovation, but it is also to build a resilient economy in Europe, and that is more needed than ever. Europe is also supporting us and also the province by the transformation. We are coming from a natural gas-based economy, and we are moving to a more future-proof economy. And an important initiative is the Just Transition Fund. Just Transition Fund is supporting us in this, reshaping this economy. And it is also helping the province of Groningen to diversify our economy and to helping to develop, also for reskill people who are working and also creating new jobs. And I'm very proud that this is taking place in Delfzijl because it is not possible to do it in many regions. But here we can do it.
Yes. We're proud, it's tangible, we can see it happening. It opens up new opportunities for the region, the Netherlands, Europe. Over time, these developments must also be felt in everyday life. So, Mr. De Jong, how do you ensure that the energy transition delivers benefits also for local communities in terms of jobs, skills, and, quality of life?
Well, the municipality of Eemsdelta is working very hard on many fronts to get a future-proof municipality. We're working hard on houses that we make future-proof, using less natural gas, trying to change that. But we are also trying to improve the public environment so that we have a future-proof environment. And we are working hard to get industry here that works in a green way, more and more. In the past, that was very difficult. And nowadays, we get more and more of these businesses that transform waste into usable material.
Yes.
And we hope to improve that for the coming years. There's room here to do that. It's also very important for this region to work together with businesses, the government, and the educational institutions to get the right people for the job.
Yeah.
So, and we hope to have them here, that they live here, that they educate here. But if it's not enough, we have to find them nationwide and probably international wide. I think that the future, this is one of the companies, Circtec, but we are also working on a lot of other companies, Farmsum, BUBTX. There are many more coming, and there's room for it here. And we will see to it that we get a resilient and future-proof industry in this area.
Yes, thank you. So good to hear. Mr. Harper, what role does Circtec play in the local community? Can you give an example?
So I think we're very proud to have taken on a lot of employees who were skilled and trained employees from existing plants that are now going into an economic down cycle. They're reducing employment. They're, in some cases, closed plants here. We've taken on a lot of those jobs. And there's real benefits to that because you are bringing on entire teams of people who have got existing skills in operating industry. Now, of course, you've got to start developing employment with universities, schools as well. But don't underestimate what a job it is to train a new workforce. So the ability to take on workers, employees that are coming free from a declining part of the industrial base and to generate the new jobs of the next generation, that is the essence of the so-called just transition. And we've really been able to achieve that here. And I think we're very proud of that and we're very happy with the result.
Yes, thank you. And good luck with that the coming years. Well, let us look ahead 10 years from now. What would success look like for the Eemsdelta and what is needed to achieve what we want to achieve?
Well, success looks like a flourishing decarbonized industry here in the region, a place where people would love to work, and where the world is coming to have a look and to see what we can do, what our innovations are, and what they can learn from us. And what is needed is we have to stay on track with what we see happening here today.
presentation for that.
My name is Jorge. I'm a senior process engineer, and today I'm a tour guide. Before we get started with the tour, we will go around this side. We will see the pyrolysis reactors, both of them. We will see a little bit of the back end and the oil cleaning and conditioning, and then we'll turn around back to come here. And just to get things started, the total site is 22 hectares. It's a very, very large site, and the site's already for the full second phase. And what we're going to see today is the first phase. In the first phase, we'll be able to pyrolyze 4 million car tires per year with our 4 primary pyrolysis units. And in the second phase, we will increase that capacity 5 times. So that's rough scale. On the right side and the left side, you see the sheds. Currently, we have 3 sheds, and together they have a capacity of 3 million car tires. 300,000 car tires, my bad.
Per hour? Per
capacity, just the volume capacity.
Volume,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we go through all of these sheds in 1 month, roughly. So it's a 1 month capacity. Each shed has a capacity for 10 days, roughly. Okay, if you're ready, we can start the tour. So I personally started working at Circtec from April 2025, and back then a lot of it was not built yet, actually, and it's also for me, even with my experience in industry, it's really impressive how quickly this was all built. So I'm also, on a personal note, let's say, quite impressed. So all the tire chips that we process here are delivered from our sister company Haar, and they're delivered by barge and then trucked to the sheds.
Does all tires come from Europe or US?
Yeah, that's a good question. The point of origin for the car tires is for now for phase 1 the Netherlands and for phase 2 Europe. So on the right side you see here the maintenance building. On the top level there's the offices of, for example, Paul you met during the initial presentations. His offices up there. Yeah. And then here we go to the left. And the somewhat smaller building here on the left, that's the control building. In the control building we have DCS screens, and on these screens all the signals of the plant are coming in, and control signals are sent out to control all the valves and etc. Okay, if we can take a short break here. So this is the side where the king has filled the hopper. So the hopper on the left side, that's our reactor 20. And just to tell you a little bit how the technology works. From the hopper, the rubber chips are conveyed to the top of the reactor. On top of the reactor, we have the feeding chute. And the feeding chute allows us to feed these rubber chips without any air ingress. For our pyrolysis technology, it's extremely important that no oxygen comes into the reactor. So on this side of the reactor, the chips are fed from the top. And these chips are slowly progressed through this cylindrical reactor to the other side. Well, during the pyrolysis process, all the hydrocarbons are released from the rubber and will end up as a pyrogas. And all the residual, which does not pyrolyze, is carbon black. The pyrolysis gas is quite hot. These reactors are around 500 degrees. And the gas is cooled down, exiting the reactor. And by cooling the gas down, we condense a part of the pyrogas, and that becomes our pyrolysis oil. Later on, I will show you where we have the purification of this oil. But basically, from this stage, we have an oil product and a carbonous product. Also, the carbon black, which at this stage we call carbon char, is not fully carbon black yet. For that, we go to the second stage pyrolysis. We can continue. So this very large piece of equipment in between the reactors, that's the LUR unit. It's an emissions remediation unit. The reason why it's important is because we use our own off-gases to fuel our reactor. So that means that all reactors are self-sustaining. The gases that do not condense to oil are recycled to the burners and are combusted to feed the reactor with heat. This gas is of course not the same as natural gas, for example. So you have a chance of other compounds that you don't want to emit to the environment. So that the emissions remediation unit strips it of all kinds of harmful components and leaves our emissions very clean and very nice. So now we've passed the first pyrolysis part, so that's the part on the left, and we're passing now the bridging part. So in the end, in the same line with these primary pyrolysis units, there will be 20 reactors. So you saw 4, there will be 20 in a line. And if we can take a short break here with the bus. On this line, there will be 8 second stage reactors. So on the left side, what you see there are physically identical reactors, but they serve a different purpose. The carbon char generated in the primary pyrolysis is moved to the secondary pyrolysis, and it's like a second bake. So we make sure that all the hydrocarbons from the rubber are released during the pyrolysis. Next to the, on the right side, let's say, of the secondary pyrolysis units, we have the carbon silos. These are specially designed silos that have a first in, first out principle. So that means that we can track carbon black through our whole system, which helps with traceability and quality control and process monitoring, etc. As we go. Yeah, through that. On the right side, this little building is the temporary lab facility. It's actually quite nice inside, but for phase 2 we have a separate lab. Sorry, to the right here. Excuse me. I'm sorry. My bad. The building here on the left, which is what we call Module 19. So the almost finished product, so the carbon black from the secondary pyrolysis, is here milled and sealed to the right here. Sorry. Yeah. So on that unit, the carbon black is milled, sieved, and put in big bags. On the left, soon, you see these elevated containers. These are decanters and separators. Probably you are familiar with decanters, but these are a little bit different. So here the oil from the primary pyrolysis is separated from sediment and water. And then we are left with clean tyre pyrolysis oil. And this is then ready for the conditioning unit. So if we stop here for a second. So the column you see behind the white container, that's the steam stripper. The clean tyre pyrolysis oil is fed to the top of that column, and on the bottom we inject steam, and then these layers separate. So you get a low flammability point layer and a high flammability point. We can continue to the right here. And the heavier fraction, that's our hupa, so that's a renewable fuel, and the lighter fraction is called naphtha, and you can use that to produce chemicals.
Keep it interesting. Never a dull moment.
Never a dull. Okay, well, currently we have 65 operational employees. Of course, the total company is larger than that. And when we're moving to phase 2, we will get close to 120 employees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's quite nice for myself as well to be part of this this team. Mm-hmm. Very, very nice. Okay, well, that was the tour in the national.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. 1 year later, we will see a lot more.
Yes, so this is what you see now, at least for the reactors, it's 20% of the total size of phase 2. Yeah.
So, with Circtec fun, we're here with two very special people, with my friend Pieter from Circtec. Pieter, today is a very special day, the opening.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
And Jorge, and you know, Jorge and Pieter are ASTM superstars. And we're so glad that we have them and develop all the test methods for RCD. Many, many thanks. And of course, behind us now is the tour bus. Behind us is the works of Circtec.
Yeah, I think we are very proud to have the opening today, have so many guests here, have the King of the Netherlands come and learn more about our industry. I think from now on he will know exactly what we do, and so I think it's a great opportunity for us here. I think we are extremely proud of what we have achieved, being able to start the factory up right now. So yeah, it's very impressive, and we're very happy to be able to host all these guests here today and show what we've accomplished so far.
It's the event of the year, right?
So this is, yes, and Circtec is a great host, and we thank Circtec for this invitation.
Very good.
Yes,
I mean,
very impressive.
I would say in everything they put the bar so high that it will be quite difficult for some others.
Well, it shouldn't be ranked by the party size, but
also, as Rob says, you're encouraging others, you're helping others, because you can't do it alone.
No, I mean, I think we are part of an ecosystem, and I think this is the strength of our sector, and I think this is why the tire industry is here today. I think we are one of the few sustainable new raw materials for the sector that are emerging as a sector. It cannot be one single company, it cannot be one single product, it needs to be an evolving sector, and this is where this ties back into ASTM. where the sector comes together, where there's a healthy group of people that are able to produce these materials, and I think we are very proud to be one of those producers. So
Congratulations. Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you.